Beastars episode 9. What the f- What is going on, everyone? It is I, Famincho, and today it is time for another Beastars discussion. Today we're going to be talking about episode 8 and 9. Episode 9 blew my mind. I think the entire series has changed, but I don't want to ignore everything that happened in 8 because I actually really enjoyed episode 8. I thought that was a very important character episode, especially for Haru. Haru's a character that I've been waiting for in terms of development for quite some time, and one of my favorite lines from episode 8 was when they were in the subway station. By the way, love the subway station, bringing back some New York memories. It's just really cool to see that sort of depiction of the city. You know, it makes things feel a little real. You know, just having the brick walls, having signs there. I heart vegetables, I think, was one of the signs that just gives the world a little more context, gives the world a little more breathing room. Even the fact that the kids have to go home early because of the long string of murders, like this is how a world would treat this sort of situation. This is how faculty would deal with it, is of course the kids have to go home early. Going home early alone, I mean, that seems a little weird, but I guess they are like 17, 18, so that's, yeah, again, how a faculty would treat their kids. But again, one of my favorite lines was Haru saying that I am constantly a step away from death, and that's something that Lugosi, a carnivore, would never understand, that any carnivore would never understand. Anyone can just kill her at any point. She's open season, and we see that in episode 9. Her point there, I love that bleeds in. You know, I love that she says that, and then we see it. Like, yeah, she was right. She is a step away from death constantly. All herbivores are. And I also like how in that scene we see, Lugosi starting to get a little frustrated. He's very confused. He grabs Haru's arm, and immediately eyes start, gleaming on him. And even the police get involved as well. And this long string of murders, it's not just, causing kids to go home early. It's causing everyone to look at carnivores differently. And that sucks. And it's very, again, real. We're dealing with racism here. This is like legit racism, speciesism, or whatever you want to call it. It feels very real, and I think it just makes sense in this world now. That's sort of a Zootopia thing, right? I mean, we've seen that kind of stuff before, but here I feel like it's done in a way where there's no boundaries. They can do whatever they want. While Zootopia is very much Disney, and of course they can't go too far with it. But here we see like, oh no, this is real stuff. And even in episode 9 gets super dark to the point where like I almost wanted to cover my eyes. Ugh, my goodness, this show is really good, and it's not just like in-your-face violence, in-your-face, sexual themes and stuff like that. It's very serious, and it doesn't deal with that stuff lightly, and I like that. I like that it's not just like, hey, again, in your face. It's real. And it kind of reminds me of Banana Fish a little bit. Banana Fish did a similar thing where it's like they could have easily made jokes about all this stuff, about, molestation. I mean, obviously not make jokes about it, but you can mess that up very easily. Mess those themes up very easily. They can come across as being cheesy, as being forced, but I thought for the most part Banana Fish did it really well. I know I keep bringing up Banana Fish in these reviews, but seeing resemblance, it's just two very mature series, and I guess I kind of have to compare them because it's just, again, there's not many super mature manga or anime, at least in the mainstream, so it's pretty cool to see, that becoming more popular. And again, it's pretty cool to see themes like that treated with respect. I love the running scene that follows right after that little argument there. I love how he ends up taking the lead, how Haru's like, you're the carnivore here, you need to take the lead, and then he grabs her, and then he finally feels proud of being a wolf, he's rebelling against the system, and I like that moment a lot. Really well done in terms of direction, really well done in terms of animation. Both of these episodes had superb direction, so many great little moments that I can't even, mention at the top of my head because the whole episode is just chock full of them, but that one specifically, them running the slow motion, even when Haru was talking, mentioning, the step away from death, the train just passing her by, everything slowing down. Love that kind of stuff. Really love that kind of stuff. Series don't need to be incredibly well animated in every single scene. It's just direction. Direction goes such a long way, and competent direction goes even longer, and that's just really important, and it really adds. I don't think these episodes had stellar animation. I think episode 9 had some crazy stuff with the flashbacks and everything, but For the most part, they were like timid episodes in terms of the animation, at least from stuff that we've seen before, but the direction continues to just be elevated, and it continues to show the audience, show me, that this production means business. They're not joking around. Like, they want to push the boundaries with CG animation. They want to push the boundaries with this type of direction, and again, I'm reminded of that. One more thing I want to mention before we jump into episode 9 is the blackout scene. And how that ties into episode 9 as well, how that was literally meant for the capturing of Haru. Scary stuff, because it absolutely comes out of nowhere, and it's extremely effective. Like, right off the bat, the lights shut off. I don't know what's going on. My heart's pounding. I'm getting scared. Who's dying here? Like, I'm already like raising up death flags for sure. I really like that. Again, I thought it was just incredibly effective. I thought that the direction there was incredibly well done. When he runs over to like Haru's little flower stand and tries to pick up the scent, just really cool stuff. Makes me... Lugosi, by the way, in both of these episodes, is 100% best boy of, like, the season, possibly the year. Like, I have fallen in love with this character. In episode 9, well, I guess we'll start talking about episode 9, when the Jaguar, I guess, I don't remember his name, I don't know if he was given a name, jumps after Louis when he's, checking on Tem's site or whatever and dropping the flowers, the memorial. He tries to attack him, this Jaguar, and Lugosi just jumps in without questions asked and just pummels his head down like, what the hell are you doing? What is going on here? Like, I love that. Like, that is a man of action. That's a man that's not going to let stuff like that happen. I wasn't sure at first. I thought like, oh, he's going to really just let him get eaten? What's going to happen here? I don't think that... I think that, honestly, Louis probably could have gotten away from that Jaguar's grasp, but it's really cool to see Lugosi step up like that. And there's moments like that throughout this entire episode of episode 9 where Lugosi is really... He's starting to become somebody. In the beginning, it was kind of like he really is basically a nobody, and that's kind of his story. That's who he is. He's trying to just kind of fly under the radar, just get through the school year, like most of us in school. But he's starting to become somebody else. He's starting to sort of act out and, become a man of action. He's actually doing things now. And I think that at the very end of the episode, when we see the big moment, Louis and Lugosi basically fighting each other, I think that that's sort of his declaration there. He pounds him. He punches him. Lugosi punches Louis. He flies like 10 feet forward. And his dialogue there, he basically says, like, I'm not just going to stand idly by and let this stuff happen anymore. Like, I need to actually use my anger for a good reason. I need to use this stuff. I don't have to hunt and kill people. I can use this for something else, for something more productive, something that I won't feel bad about. And that's, right now, punching you in the face because of the things that you said. I love that. Absolutely love that. Probably one of the best moments of this entire show so far. Definitely one of the best Lugosi moments. Just... gave me goosebumps. Almost brought tears to my eyes, not even gonna lie. Really love that. Incredible direction, incredible dialogue, great writing, just Itagaki coming through. I mean, just really good stuff. And that, obviously that's the source material, as I mentioned. The mangaka just did an incredible job there. In episode 9, now, again, so much stuff happens. There's so much crazy, scary stuff happening that I kind of, after, watching the episode, I sat down for a little while and just kind of let it permeate a little bit within me. And I kind of decided that I don't absolutely love everything that's happening. Now, again, this is crazy. This is a crazy episode. I'm excited, obviously, but I feel like things are moving, honestly, a little bit too fast. Like, everything just kind of happened really quickly. And that's effective in a way. That's effective, watching it and like, oh my gosh, so much has changed so quickly. This is scary. What's going to happen next? That's kind of what they're trying to do. But it's coming off just a little bit too fast in my book. That's all. I'm just going to say it. It's my only complaint I really had. Also, I think it was in episode 8, the moment where Juno sort of like tackles Louis. Great moment there. She wants to be a Beastar. She wants to grab hold of Lugosi and claim his love. Really like that. Great character moment from her. Feel like that should have been fleshed out a little bit more, though, because it just kind of comes out of nowhere. And I think that has to do with the anime adaptation. You guys can elaborate a little bit if Juno gets more screen time in the manga, because this is the second time we've ever really seen her, to be honest with you. And she's all of a sudden, pushing down the most popular, the most powerful student in the entire school. I get that, she's a wolf. She's in a different place than most others. She can do that. But I didn't really see that from her character when we first met her, and I feel like I wanted to see that evolution just a little bit more. My only complaint, again, the beginning of episode 9, I know I'm kind of all over the place right now, the beginning of episode 9, Louie's backstory. My goodness. What a way to start an episode. The nightmare sequence and basically him just telling us his story. I loved. It might be a little simple. It might be a little trite in a way, you know, just having him basically explain this to like an imaginary person, just the audience. Hey, you there. Here's my story. I'm going to tell you everything that happened to me as a child. Like, yeah, it can kind of come off as a little cheesy, but I thought it worked. I liked it. Hey, it worked for me. I thought that was extremely effective and very, very tragic and very, very scary. I really, really liked it. The animation style there, the sort of storybook style, looked incredible. Now, I'm watching this episode. It is Wednesday, or I guess like Wednesday night. It's 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I just finished the episode. The quality of the episode that I was watching was a little bit of a bummer. Not gonna lie, I guess the HD, stream hasn't come through yet. You know, people are still probably working on this episode right now. So it was a little bit bad quality for me, so I couldn't really like get the full. There were like moments where like the darks were being crushed and everything. Like it was like I was watching 180p or something. I don't even know. But that's not a fault of the episode at all. Like again, you should be watching this in 1080p on Netflix the way it was supposed to be watched. But again, I'm not going to get into that right now. But so I couldn't fully appreciate it. But my God, I still did. I still appreciated that whole backstory, how all that plays out. Just love that stuff. Not exactly what I expected. Now I knew that Louis had that backstory. I knew he had something serious and tragic happen to him. Wasn't expecting it to be that dark, though. Was not expecting it to be that insane. I wouldn't have guessed it. Really, really awesome. I love that execution. I love that animation style. That was super, super cool. I love the storybook stuff. I like it a lot. And I like how that plays in effect later on in the episode where he's shaking hands with the mayor, getting buddy with the dark mayor. Scary stuff. We are fully in this basically like dark political world right now. And I like that. I like that there's corruption here. Now, there's one thing I am confused on. I'm not going to give the episode a fault because of it, because I feel like it's going to be something that is going to be elaborated later or should have already been elaborated in the manga. I'm not 100% sure. But why is the mayor talking to this boy? Like, that I don't really get. This is the mayor of the entire town, or is this the mayor? Is he like the principal? Like, what? I don't really know who this mayor is. He kind of just came out of nowhere in this episode, or in episode 8, I believe. Not that he came out of nowhere, not that he felt like forced in or anything like that, but I just don't know who this is, and why is he talking to these kids? Why is he at this school? I guess he's there for the event, but like what? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Like, what is a Beastar? How important is that to the entire city? Does the mayor look at Louis and say like, "Hey, this is the future mayor right here. This guy's taking my place"? Or I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe you guys can elaborate. Please elaborate on that, because I was a little bit lost there. Like, they're in the tent. He's shaking hands. Like, why are they even talking? Why would he even talk to this guy? That didn't really make sense to me. Again, I'm not giving the episode a fault because of that, because I think, again, that's going to be elaborated. I think we'll get details on who this mayor character is. I love how he removed his teeth and removed his fangs and put in dentures. He's got this like really cute smile, and his eyes are like super small and beady. Really weird. I feel like that's something, again, that would happen in this world. I feel like that's a really real thing. Like, of course, I can't be scary and win this, election. I gotta make myself look cute. I gotta have a smile and everything. And thought that was kind of funny. I really want to see more of this mayor character and sort of how deep is he in this sort of corruption? How many times has this happened where he's just let people go? It's not that he's deliberately, working with the Shishigumi. I believe it's the Shishigumi. It's not that he's like working with these guys like, hey, you can take her. It's not really like that. But he's still letting it happen. He's not going after them. Even the police officer there, it's like, don't even bother. Like, she's gone. There's no point in letting the entire city panic over one person. How many times has that happened, though? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, how dark has this mayor gone? How corrupt is he? I don't know. Is corrupt the right word? I'm not even 100% sure on that. Like, he's just ignorant of the issue at hand, and obviously Lugosi is not going to agree with those views, And then we see Louis, butting heads with him. We see that fight at the end, which was just incredible. Again, as I mentioned, one of the coolest moments in the entire series. One of my favorite anime moments of the year. Just incredible. Got my heart pounding for sure. But I'm curious, like, how far Louis is into that. Does he 100? Obviously he doesn't. He kind of regrets everything he's saying to Lugosi in that moment. He's like, just believe it yourself. Keep saying that, maybe you'll believe it yourself or whatever. And like, that's hard to watch. That hurts as a viewer. And like, I don't like it. And I'm curious if he's going to stay on that path. I doubt it. Honestly, like, my prediction, he does not. We're on episode 9. I believe this is 12 or 13 episodes. So we're kind of in the final act of the show. We got 3 or 4 episodes left. So, like, obviously, like, it's time for those moments for the characters. It's time for them to start winding down and making their sort of their final move, I guess I should say. The moment where Haru is captured, and there's this like lion boss smoking a cigar, getting Yakuza vibes for sure. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I was actually mortified. I didn't want to look. There was a point where I was literally going like this, not even joking, like kind of peeking, like, I don't want to watch this. It's dark. It's really, really dark. And it hurts me as a viewer, not gonna lie. But it's extremely effective. I'm gonna keep saying that word. It's extremely effective because now I hate these people. Now I don't like these people. Now I know that they're extremely evil, and I want to see them die. I want to see Lugosi get in there and kill all of them. I don't know if he can. These are lions. Like, these are big, burly lions, and they're scary. I don't know what's going to happen next. I have no freaking clue at all. I'm very excited as a viewer right now. More so than I have been for pretty much every episode. This has been a point where I'm like, we're kind of entering an arc. I think one of the comments in my last week's video mentioned that we're going to be entering a story arc soon, and episodes are going to continue. Like, we're trying to do something now. There's a goal now, but I just have no clue how Lugosi does this. Like, how does he get there? He's just a student, and he's not a very good one, so I don't really know. All in all, episode 8 and 9 were phenomenal. I absolutely loved them. Episode 9 felt a little rushed in some areas. There's a couple little moments where I was like, okay, we're doing that. And that's okay. Right now, that's going to happen with any adaptation. And to be totally honest, this was the first time in this series where I actually felt that way. So they're doing a great job. They really are. Like, I can't complain. They are doing a very good job with this show. And I'm just extremely excited to watch more. What did you think of episode 8 and 9 of Beastars? Comment below and give me your thoughts. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. Try to refrain from spoiling the show too much. I'm pretty, like, if I start reading a comment and I start, getting the sense that it's a spoiler, usually I'll just jump away from it. So you don't have to, like, be super mindful of that. Like, I will not read your comment if you spoil it. That's basically what I'm saying. If you want me to respond, don't spoil the show. If you like this video, you can hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. You could also subscribe for more content like this, more Beastars stuff. There's some gaming stuff. I actually have a really, really big video coming soon. I'm very, very excited about it. Currently writing it right now. Should be up next week. Fingers crossed. Please, goodness, I hope it works out. So you can look forward to that as well. Obviously, I'm going to be reacting to the Game Awards, which is on the 12th. Look forward to that as well. It's going to be a big night. Lots of big reveals. Resident Evil 3, I think, is happening. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, I'm almost at 2K. Can we hit 2K? Please. I want to hit 2K before 2020. That is my main goal. I should have hit 2K a long time ago. It's definitely... It needs to happen. It needs to happen, absolutely. So the road to 2K continues. Can we make it? Can we get there? I certainly hope so. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate the viewership. And until next time, that's called jazz.